Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and with me I have two lovely co-hosts, I Chill and my favorite Taurus. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Praise the Lord, saints.
And shout out to the listeners as well, especially Beezus, who coined the term Pride Post that we'll be using, that we will be using at the beginning of the show for every day for the month of June for Pride Month to honor some LGBTQ fabulous people. And today, oh yep, like Will said, Pussy Pride Post, Pride Pussy Post, all of that. And we definitely gonna give some accolades to some of my favorite pussy. Well, first, what we're gonna do is watch a promo video for her EP that's about a minute long that is streaming on all platforms called titled Juicy. And I will highly recommend y'all stream. Give me 1 second, let me share my screen. And let's watch some Miss Mojo promo.
Mojo.
Hey there, I am Girl 326. I am a customer service representative. I'm calling to invite you to my EP. Will you come?
Yeah, you'll come.
Okay, let me tell y'all one motherfucking thing about Miss Moesha Johnson, honey. That is my bitch. Now she goes by Miss Mojo or Mojo Disco as a rapper. She travels around performing at Pride events and everything. And we're gonna read just a short bio that she has on her actual website, mojodisco.com. Give me 1 second. Let me share her. What you saying about my country accent in the chat, huh? So yeah, so Miss Mojo, and let's go ahead and click it, and I can actually share my screen. You see a link where you can buy her EP, and again, it's on available on all streaming platforms. One of my favorite songs is for the Femme Queens, where she shouts out all of the Black trans women. And let me just share this really quickly. Okay. So in her bio here, so who is that girl? Miss Mojo, her pronouns are she, her, is a multi-talented personality rapper, photographer, poet, and model, and artist from NYC. Anointed the queen of the trans revolution, Mojo is an advocate for the Black trans community, the arts, equality, and love. Miss Mojo is the artist and the art. And if you browse her page, you can kind of see clips, you can see photos with her fabulous self, honey. And the thing is about Mojo, before I actually met her, she's a personal friend of mine. Before I met her, I was actually a fan. I was like, oh, this bitch is fabulous. Then I had to meet her, and the bitch had a nerve to actually be cool as fuck. I'm like, this bitch is cool. So let's see. We love Mojo. I love a good cunt theme, honey. Yes. So shout out to Mojo, girl. You keep doing your motherfucking thing, girl. Oh, and she actually has a new single out. What's Pansexual Paradise, which is really dope. So again, shout out to Mojo, girl. We love you and keep doing your thing. So does anybody want to add anything about this cunty queen before we get started with the tea?
Other than we love her.
Yes. It's kind of hard not to love that Aries queen though. And again, not too because before y'all start, not too much on Aries. But it really is kind of hard. Not it's hard not to love that Aries queen because she is just she's everything. Well, honey, so let's go ahead and I know we tired of it, child, because it's been a lot, but let's go ahead and start with the Diddy tea. It's tea time. Well, let's get started with the tea, honey.
I saw you try to steal my line there. That's okay though.
I did.
It's tea time.
Yes. I surely did. And I could never do it as good, ever. But let's see. Let's go to the catch up section. I just shared the link, the CNN link, where they give us live updates from the trial. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. What the fuck? I'm out of free articles. Hold up.
Huh?
Wait a minute. Bitch, wait a minute.
On CNN? What in the
I,
heck?
hold up. Let me try. Let me, girl, hold up.
Since when they become subscription?
Yes, girl. And they're telling me, I can even share my screen right now, younger. They're telling me that I can either do it monthly or annual. So either $30 a year or $4 monthly.
Wow.
Because a bitch is out of free articles.
Oh.
Oh, that is fucked up. Fuck CNN. So let's see. Let me go on. Let's see who else is giving some live updates. Reuters or let me see. And hopefully there's something that's easy to read.
They changed that.
Let's see. What about USA Today? Matter of fact, let me delete this shit off the jumbotron. Delete. Bye, bitch. Look, not they got the IP address exactly. Fuckles. Well, let's see. Okay, it looks like. Okay, so I just tried USA Today. That's a no go because they don't allow pop up blockers. Um, who y'all? I truly apologize on behalf of Auntie Derek's daytime tea. This is highly unprofessional.
Hmm. All of the time for you to get that pop up. There's another person on here who gives updates on Twitter, but like sometimes he's has a subscription too. Sometimes he puts it under there. So
Right.
I'm like, nope, nope.
Let me see. This looks like. Does this have today's date? Let me just make sure. Oh nope. This is NBC News is telling me to disable my pop up blocker as well. Um, and I feel like the Washington Post, they may be a.
Oh yeah, WAPO is definitely sub. But you might have a free
Well,
offer.
this one, yeah, it looks like I guess maybe they're giving me a free trial because wait. Well, I did get a pop up, but it let me click it off. So hell, let's use this for now. Shit.
Yeah, let you look at a few.
Can,
A nerve.
oh, y'all, okay. I am gagged, honey. I am gagged, girl.
Well, Megan Kuniff, Cuniff, she gives good
Hmm.
updates. She's on Twitter.
Well, you know what? She does give good updates. And I actually, because I was actually reading it earlier on my phone and it's still on there. So I can actually still read it's still fuck CNN, but I've already read the most of the updates so far, so I can just continue for now.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to the catch up section. And let me just start. So, what we learned yesterday, just a recap of yesterday, during cross examination, Mia testified that she never contacted law enforcement about the abuse she allegedly endured by Combs, nor did she consider reporting it or asking a third party to do so. On redirect, Mia testified that she never disclosed the alleged sexual assault or other abuse to Combs' Human Resources Department, saying Human Resources only punished me unjustly. She added that they wouldn't have believed me and I would have been fired immediately, and that if she would have disclosed it, she felt she would have been portrayed as a crazy person making everything up. Let's see, another update from yesterday. During redirect, Mia testified that promoting events and projects on her social media page was part of her job. But when Combs believed she wasn't doing her job, Mia said she would be screamed at, humiliated, made fun of, and my job would be threatened. She also referenced previous social media posts shown to the jury in which she wished Combs a happy birthday, saying that posting for his birthday was also part of her job. If she didn't, she testified she would be in trouble. Mia reiterated her earlier testimony that she didn't feel she could leave her job, saying she believes she would have been stripped of any credibility, wouldn't have been able to get a job in the same or in any industry, and would have lost everything I knew. She testified that when she tried to leave her job, Combs' chief of staff told her to go back to work. She also said that she feared for her physical safety, stating, I just knew his power and his wrath. Okay, so now, so after Mia, so Mia is done with her testimony finally. Then right after her, there was a woman by the name of Sylvia Oken who got on the stand, and she is the area director of sales and marketing at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Let's see, and she took the stand as a custodial witness for the prosecution to testify about hotel records. Okay. So when Sylvia Oken took the stand yesterday, she testified that bills associated with Combs' hotel stays included extra charges for cleaning and damage. One of the bills included a $500 charge for oil damage, while another listed a $300 charge for cleaning the drapes. Okay, and then Frank Black. So Sylvia Oken testified that she recalls some reservations for Combs were made under the alias Frank Black, a reference to the late rapper and Bad Boy Records artist Notorious B.I.G., who was nicknamed Frank White, according to a previous testimony from Combs' former assistant George Kaplan. Oken said it is common for celebrities to stay at hotels under an alias. The jury also saw a hotel record showing Cassie Ventura was listed as an accompanying guest with full access to the reservation and the ability to charge items to the room. And then it says, coming up this week, Intercontinental Hotel employee Eddie Garcia is expected to take the stand as the government's next witness, with his direct examination expected to last about 90 minutes. Prosecutors also said Frank Piazza, Derek Ferguson, and Brianna Bongolan are likely among the next witnesses to follow Garcia, though the order could change. Jane, this like nickname Jane, another one of Combs' accusers, is testifying under a pseudonym. She could take the stand as early as tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so that was a recap from yesterday. Does anybody want to add anything? And matter of fact, let me be nice. Let me put the CNN link back up there just for today. But I will be after this show. I will be researching where to get my live updates from. Focus. Okay, so no other questions. So let's see what else was happening in court. Let me just go to the live updates. Let's see. Ooh, it's a lot of shit too, child. And thank you all for your patience for me because I'm looking at this shit from my phone. Okay, so these are the next witnesses to take the stand. Yeah, we read over that already. Lawyers discuss evidentiary issues before today's testimony begins. I don't really care about lawyer talk and lawyer jargon. They don't really make me know. Never mind. Um, Woman removed from courtroom after yelling disruptly. So Judge Sabramian had court officers remove a woman who could be heard yelling disruptively in the courtroom. The woman said in part, Diddy, these motherfuckers laughing at you. She had been seated but got up to walk to the door when she raised her voice, saying people were lying. Combs turned around in his seat when the judge directed the officers to remove the woman. It took 3 court security officers to remove her from the courtroom. The woman had previously been seen around the courthouse, but today was her first time in the courtroom. She was known to security. So, oh, Missy says hello, y'all. Hey, Moon. Okay, so judge bars man from courtroom after he violated pseudonym order. Ooh. So a man who was in the courtroom Monday violated the pseudonym order by referring to Mia um, by her real name on his YouTube channel, according to prosecutors. He was also seen recording outside the courthouse Monday. Judge Sabramian granted a request for prosecutors to bar the man from the courtroom if he returns. See, y'all can't be playing around. You cannot be playing around, honey. Okay, what's the next update? Prosecutors may seek to introduce experts from Combs' recorded jail calls. Okay. I'm actually going to just skip ahead to back to the trial. Let's see. Okay, Intercontinental Hotel security employee called to the stand. Eddie Garcia, who worked in security at the hotel, is on the stand. Prosecutor Mitzi Steiner is questioning Garcia for the government. Garcia said he was a security officer at the hotel in March of 2016. And then CNN said they made a correction. A previous version of the post misspelled Eddie Garcia's first name. Hotel security officer said he worked with fellow employee who was the first witness. So Eddie Garcia said that he and Israel Flores, who also worked in security at the Intercontinental Hotel in March 2016, who was the first witness to testify in the trial, don't work together anymore, but they're still friends. He said he knew Flores testified because he saw a TikTok video about it, but the two haven't discussed the substance of their testimonies. Garcia said by March of 2016, he had been working at the Intercontinental Hotel for a few months. He was 24 years old at the time. I don't believe for 1 second their asses won't talking about their trial and their testimony, especially if they still quote unquote friends. Anyway, former hotel security officer testifies under immunity order. Okay. So Eddie Garcia, the former security officer at the Intercontinental Hotel, confirmed he is testifying under an immunity order. Remember, on Monday, Garcia was brought into the courtroom outside the presence of the jury to invoke the Fifth Amendment, prompting Judge Arun Subramanian to sign an immunity order compelling Garcia to testify. Sean Diddy Combs, former assistant George Kaplan, similarly testified under an immunity order after invoking his Fifth Amendment right to not to self-incriminate. So the former hotel security guard didn't initially recognize Combs and Ventura in security video. So Eddie Garcia said that by March 2016, he had been working at the hotel for a few months. He was 24 years old at the time, like we just went over. Garcia said his shift started at 2 p.m. on March 5th of 2016, and he was informed there had been a domestic dispute. When he watched the surveillance video of the incident, he didn't initially recognize the individuals, but later learned that they were Diddy and Cassie. Garcia testified that his understanding is that law enforcement was not called to respond to the incident because Ms. Ventura did not request the presence of police or medical attention. Ciao. Let's see what else. Ex-hotel security guard's testimony to provide backstory of Combs' video, CNN legal analyst says. Whatever that means. Okay. So a former hotel security guard is testifying in court today about the video that shows Diddy assaulting Cassie in the hotel in Los Angeles. Earlier, CNN legal analyst Joey Jackson said the testimony of Eddie Garcia was important to understand Combs' interaction with the security guard and what actions he took. The nature of the backstory with regard to the video and what was said and how that transaction between him and Mr. Combs is very important. I think inquiring minds always want to know the lead up to that, Jackson said. The defense will try to question whether the video shows the charges Combs is facing, including racketeering, enterprise, and sex trafficking, or whether it shows domestic violence, a separate charge that Diddy is not facing, Jackson said. The reality is that everyone knows the video is bad. At the end of the day, what you're doing the defense, what you're doing, the defense is, does it show racketeering enterprise? Does it show right? Anything related to sex trafficking or just domestic? Now I don't know what to say. It's just it's very significant, but the domestic violence of it, whatever that means, honey. Okay. Anyway, what's the next update? Ex hotel guard testifies Combs' assistant requested surveillance video after the 2016 incident. Okay. So Eddie Garcia testified that about 90 minutes into his shift, Christina Coram called the hotel security desk, identifying herself as Sean Diddy Combs' personal assistant. She asked Garcia if he was familiar about an incident that occurred earlier that day. Garcia testified. Coram then asked if there were any possible way to get a copy of the video or see the video. Garcia testified that Coram said she wanted the video because Mr. Combs had been intoxicated and didn't remember. Judge Sabramian sustained an objection to the testimony before Garcia could elaborate on what Combs didn't remember. The lawyers are at a sidebar with the judge. Okay. Or so it looks like this former security guard is pretty much confirming Mia's testimony, because Mia also said that Christina was like she did a lot of cover up and stuff on behalf of Diddy. Let's see what's the next update. Combs' chief of staff pressed for incident video was told off the record it's bad. Okay, so Eddie Garcia said he told Christina Coram on the phone that she couldn't see the video. I told her that she would have to reach out to hotel management or get a subpoena, Garcia said. About an hour later, he received a call from the hotel operator saying there was a woman in the lobby looking for him. Coram introduced herself and again asked to see the video because she wanted to know what they were dealing with. Garcia apologized and again directed her to hotel management or the subpoena process. Garcia testified he also told her off the record it's bad. Okay. So she went up to that. She tried to pretty much intimidate him in person. He was like, look, I already done told you, you got to go here or here. Look, now she showed her exactly, BB. This is getting crazier by the day. Exactly. What's the next update? Let's see. The Eddie Garcia personally says Combs personally asked him for a video. Oh, so now Diddy personally asked him. Okay. So Eddie Garcia, who works security at the hotel, said later that night the security desk received another call from a New York area code. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, was on the line. She told Garcia that somebody wanted to speak to him. She then put Combs on the phone, Garcia testified. Mr. Combs sounded very nervous. Just was talking really fast, was just saying that he had a little too much to drink and that I knew how things was, Garcia said. Garcia said Combs asked him to provide the video and said that if this got out, it could ruin him. Garcia said he apologized to Combs and told him to reach out to hotel management or get a subpoena. In the words of Wendy, kill them all. Hilarious, honey. I mean, she really thought what she thought that was gonna do, honey. She was like, "Oh, hey, somebody want to speak to you," and then it's Diddy on the phone, honey. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Well, I don't understand about him attempting to grab the tapes. It's not like folks can. It's not like folks won't make a copy of it before they give it to you. So either way, you're screwed. And that's what I don't understand. But I mean, I guess when you operate at such a high level of perceived self importance, you think you're above everything and nothing's going to happen to you as long as you have the original. But we live in the age where everything can be duplicated, especially if it's digital. So,
Hello, wake that up. Hey, BB.
Hey, boo. I was just agreeing with Will. I really think that he believed that he was above like everything. But shout out to this security guard for standing his ground and not being intimidated. And I think that really helped Cassie. This is a mess. Like every day you talk about this, I'm just like, I'm already Popeye child. I mean, my eyes get bigger every day. And I just wonder how many other people should be implicated. Like, Should he just be on trial? Get everybody. I want everybody to chain link him and put him in jail. I'm sick of them.
Yeah. This is because and the thing is, I don't even think we've really like. I think we only like scratched the surface just a little bit. Like, I think we've still got some because especially with them talking about there's more people that's gonna come about on that witness stand, honey. And just like you said, every day we're finding out something that's even more egregious than the next. So go ahead, favorite Taurus.
I would agree to that with like a caveat because considering that I'm pretty sure, almost 100% confident that the majority of people that were helping assist him in his atrocious behavior were doing it over coercion. So that could kind of backfire on them as well, contending against like whatever state and federal laws that are in place. So I want to say kill them all. At the same time, I definitely think some innocent people would be well perceived innocent people would be caught in the crosshairs if that happened. So I'm on the fence with that.
Understandable. All right, let's see. Well, but anybody want to add anything else before I get back to the updates from fuck ass CNN? Y'all don't CNN. I got up under my nerves today. Fuck y'all. Well, okay. So the next update says, Eddie Garcia sent an email that night to the general manager and the head of security, notifying them about the calls from Combs' assistant. He said Combs requested a meeting with the hotel management to discuss the incident and the video. He said in the email that Combs was concerned about the video. Okay, the next update, ex-hotel guard testifies that Combs called him personally and offered to take care of me. Mm-mm. So Eddie Garcia said he received a call from Christina Quorum on his personal cell phone later when he was at home. Girl, how did they? I hope he gave it to them. Anyway, um, he said, they hear my answer in the next sentence. He said he had not given Coram or Combs his personal number, and he felt nervous about getting the call. Coram again passed the phone to Combs. He stated that I sounded like a good guy, that I sounded like I wanted to help, that something like this could ruin him, Garcia testified. He was concerned that this video would get out and that it would ruin his career. Garcia said Combs apologized and told him he didn't have access to obtain the video. He again stated that I sounded like I wanted to help and he believed I could make it happen, Garcia testified. Garcia testified that Combs also told him that he would take care of me, which Garcia understood meant financially. Mm-hmm. So the Eddie Garcia testifies that his boss agreed to give Combs the video for $50,000. Ooh. So Eddie Garcia, let's see, he testified that he called his boss to tell him that Diddy was willing to pay to obtain the hotel security video that showed the rapper assaulting Cassie. After a pause on the phone, Garcia's boss said that he would do it for 50, Garcia testified. Garcia called Christina Quorum, Combs' chief of staff, back. She gave the phone to Combs, Garcia testified. When Garcia said he could get him the video for $50,000, Combs said, Eddie, my angel, I knew you could help. I knew you could do it. Oh my God. The next day, Garcia's boss went to the servers and downloaded the video onto a thumb drive that he gave to Garcia for Combs, Garcia testified. Garcia said he contacted Quorum and told her he had the USB with the video on it, and then she passed the phone to Combs. He was happy, sounded excited, and said how fast I could get it to him, Garcia testified. He said Combs gave him an address. It seemed like he wanted to have the video as soon as possible, Garcia said. He said Combs again referred to him as Eddie, my angel, on the call. Garcia's boss then told Garcia to go to the address and tell the other officers that he was running an errand for him. Okay, so look, and I think we just get down to the nitty gritty of that racketeering because you see how he was able to quickly get video he wasn't supposed to have, pay $50,000 for it.
And how in the hell did he think that they wouldn't keep a copy? He is dumb in some ways. This is really stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. I'm still not over them calling that man's personal cell phone. How the fuck they get that number?
Oh,
Girl.
money. They done got
See,
his phone.
see, this is why I'm real stank with my phone number, honey. Real stank.
But if somebody with money was willing to pay, I mean, you probably have to go through a paid service to get it, but you can get it.
I'm scared. I'm sorry. That scares the hell out of me. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
No, it's not uncommon. Addresses as well. I'm pretty sure. I know I've seen it on social media where celebrities send strangers gifts in the mail. I was like, how in the world do you get this information if they don't provide it to you? It's like, oh, well, I was completely surprised. I wasn't expecting this. That's what the recipient would say. And my thing would be like, how did they get that? So,
Yeah, that's some scary shit.
like, a lot of information is available on the internet if you have the resources or the knowledge to obtain it. Like, it doesn't matter if folks, well, I won't say on the recorded line, but it's most of the information is obtainable online if you know where to look for it.
Yes, yes, it is, and it's not
Mhm.
that expensive to obtain either.
Yeah, wasn't it Tiffany Haddish and her crazy self like called internet trolls personally to ask them why they were talking about her? Do y'all remember that?
No.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was same thing with Tiffany Haddish. Like she was on some social media site and she admitted to getting the phone number to the folks who these accounts belong to and called them personally, asked them why they were talking shit. Complete strangers.
No, I don't remember that. But what I do remember about Tiffany Haddish is how her ass had a whole bunch of people dox a black doctor at Clubhouse because she was doing some anti-vaxxer shit. Tiffany was being an anti-vaxxer, and that doctor was pretty much on Clubhouse trying to pretty much inform people about COVID. And Tiffany was instrumental in getting that lady doxxed and shit. It was really weird. That I've been giving her a side eye ever since.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, that I'm sorry, that damn people getting addresses and phone numbers, that just that scared the hell out of me.
And thinking that no one would have a copy of this tape. Like if you're willing to pay 50 grand for it, what would make you think that they wouldn't keep a copy? I just, I, I don't
Now
know.
I won't be giving the phone number by show, but what I will give you all is my email. And you can email the show at auntie@auntiederek.com. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
And don't forget, if you have experienced pain and suffering from Auntie on Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, his cash app is $ Derek is normal. I repeat, $ Derek is normal. Thank you.
Or
Baby, y'all can say all the requests you want. It's gonna get ignored.
any tea you may have as well, that you may know about our said host is, yeah.
Well, honey, good luck with that, honey. They can't. You will never be able to gag me with my own tea. I gag y'all with my own tea before anybody else will.
That is true.
So let's see. And what's the next update? Eddie says Combs tried to put him at ease during private meeting over incident video.
Mm.
So Eddie Garcia called Christina Quorum when he arrived in the lobby of the high-rise building where Combs had told him to meet. A man who identifies himself as Combs' security guard brought Garcia up to a room on a higher floor. Combs was happy when he got there, Garcia said. He was smiling, excited, just looked happy. Combs referred to him as Eddie, my angel. Combs welcomed Garcia, he said. I believe you know he. I believe you know he was making me comfortable. Garcia testified at the time. I was very nervous and my voice kept cracking. Garcia said Combs offered him a tea when he said he was coming down with something.
Don't
I'm
drink
so-
the tea, Eddie.
I ain't drinking shit.
Don't do that.
You out your rabbit ass mind. If you think I'm drinking anything Diddy hands me, boy, bye. It says Combs asked him if he liked tea, and when Garcia said he didn't know, Combs directed him to Quorum, go get him that tea I like.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Boy, bye. Let's see what's the next update. Eddie testifies Combs wanted to ensure he possessed the only copy of the video. Okay. So Eddie said he handed Sean Diddy Combs the USB after he asked for the hotel security video that showed Combs assaulting Cassie. Garcia added that Combs then left the room for a few minutes without explaining why. When Combs returned, he asked that if it was the only copy of the video. Gomes, Garcia said he told Combs he believed so. He said it had to be the only copy and that he didn't want it getting out. And if I was sure, nothing was on the cloud, Garcia said. Garcia said he then contacted his boss, who confirmed it was the only copy and he had removed it from the server. Garcia told Combs that, and then Garcia told Combs that, and then said he was concerned if Ventura filed a police report about the incident later, that could affect him. He said, "I don't have to worry about that. That she knew about it and she wanted the video gone too." Garcia testified. What's the latest? The next update. Let's see. Combs directed Cassie to say she wanted the video to go away too. Okay. So Eddie Garcia said that after he gave Diddy the USB with the hotel footage on it, Combs got who he said was Cassie on a FaceTime call. Garcia said it looked like her, but she was wearing a hoodie and the lighting was bad. As Combs passed the phone to Garcia, the rapper directed Ventura, Garcia testified. "Let him know that you want this to go away too," Combs told Ventura, according to Garcia. Ventura told Garcia on the video call that she had a movie coming out and it wasn't a good time for this to come out and she wanted this to go away. Her demeanor was normal on the short video call, Garcia recalled. Combs asked for her identification for Garcia's boss, and the security officer who responded to the incident, Israel Flores. Combs said that this only works if we're all on the same page, Garcia testified. Garcia told Combs he was nervous because he knew Flores, and he said Flores wouldn't go for it. Knowing Mr. Flores, he's very by the book. He's a very by the book guy. That's just not something he would do, Garcia testified. Garcia said he then told his boss that Combs wanted his and Flores's IDs and added that he didn't think Flores would be on board. His boss said another officer who was on duty that day would do it. Garcia said he texted pictures of the IDs to Combs. Oh. First he offered you some tea, then he asking you for your addresses and shit. Like, my nigga, like, girl.
Subtle threat there. Subtle threat.
I mean, and I'm like, shit, is it really even subtle? Because it was, I mean, that's very clear to me. But let's see. Next update, Guard testifies that Diddy had him sign an NDA. So Diddy then had Eddie Garcia sign paperwork, including a declaration that it was the only existing copy of the video and a non-disclosure agreement. The jury viewed photos of the documents, which were signed and dated March 7th. The NDA was printed on Combs Company's letterhead and referenced the company as its New York office address. All right. He said the next update. He said he signed the NDA without reading it. The agreement threatened a $1 million penalty for a breach. All right now. So Eddie Garcia testified that he did not read the documents carefully before signing, and he did not receive any copies. "I was nervous. I was in a rush to get out of there," he said. One part of the agreement read aloud in court stated, "Recipient understands that Combs is a highly prominent recording artist, entertainer, and entrepreneur, and his privacy and the confidentiality of the confidential information is of material concern." Another line from the agreement said, "Accordingly, without limitation of companies or Combs's rights as they relate to injunctive relief detailed above, recipient agrees to pay company of the sum of $1 million as liquidated damages in the event of a breach of this agreement." Garcia testified that he was earning about $10.50 an hour as a security guard at the time. Ciao. What's the next update? Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
So, from the sound of it, it appears that he signed that document under duress.
Yep, that's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if there's any legal backing, if it's been verified that he wasn't of sound mind and judgment when he signed the paper and trying to get out of there based upon his testimony. Interesting.
Hmm. Very interesting indeed, child. And it says, Combs counted out $100,000 after the NDA signing. Okay. So now this motherfucker think he like a crime boss or something, child, like a mob boss. Well, shit, quiet as it's kept, technically he is. Anyway, uh, after Eddie Garcia signed the paperwork, Diddy grabbed the documents and left the room, returning with a brown bag and a money counter. Combs put a total of $100,000 through the money counter and in stacks of $10,000 at a time. Garcia testified, excuse me, sorry about that. Garcia testified that he had previously told Combs that his boss would do it for $50,000. So Garcia assumed the other $50,000 Combs counted for Garcia, who Combs thought was Israel Flores, the responding officer. Garcia testified that the security guard was present while Combs counted the money and recalled Christina Coram was in and out of the room. She probably saw the money being counted. After Combs finished counting the money, he asked Garcia if he wanted to count it himself. Garcia declined and told Combs he trusted the machine. When Garcia stood up to leave, Combs said he'd walk out, which Garcia testified made him nervous. Combs walked down the lobby with Garcia and requested both of their cars. Combs asked Garcia if he was planning to spend the money and suggested Garcia not make any big purchases. Garcia called Bill Madrano, his boss, from the car while watching to see that he was being followed. Watching to see that he wasn't being followed, excuse me. Garcia split the money with Madrano and the other officer on duty at the time of the incident, Henry Elias, not Flores. Garcia testified that he gave $50,000 to Madrano and $20,000 to Elias. He said he bought a used car in cash with the $30,000 he kept for himself. He said he did not deposit any of the money into a bank account or report it on his taxes. Garcia said that about a week or two later, he noticed the incident report and attached security footage were no longer on the security computer. He said he did not report it to anyone because that would draw more attention to the situation. So, whoo, child. Let's see what else. Let me see if there's any more updates. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
So would that be considered tax evasion if he didn't report on his taxes?
I think so, and I think he just woke up a can of worms. So if the IRS is listening, and he just
Mm-hmm. An officer on duty. Officer on duty. That it's getting worse by the day. I prefer this over what's it called? Um, Beyond the Hates or whatever it's called.
Okay, you know what my show is called, honey.
I don't.
And let's see. It says, security guard says he reached out to Combs about work opportunities but never heard back. Why would you want to work for that? Huh? Eddie Garcia testified that he reached out to Diddy through Instagram around 2017 and 2018, asking Combs if he had any work for him when Combs was in Los Angeles. Combs never responded, Garcia said. Not you not responding to Eddie, your angel. I thought Eddie was your angel. And why would you want to work? You
Money.
Okay, because somebody explained to me like I'm 5.
Money.
Okay.
He had dollar signs in his eyes. He's making $10 an hour. I mean, even though he's noticed this man is dangerous, money.
Yeah, you're right. And what's the next update? Eddie Garcia testified that Diddy reached out to him a few weeks after he provided Combs the hotel security video showing the hip hop mogul physically assaulting Cassie. He said, "Happy Easter, Eddie, my angel. God is good. God put you in my way for a reason." And then proceeded to ask if anyone has asked about the incident or the video, Garcia said. Garcia said he told Combs he hadn't heard anything. He ended the call with just saying, "If I ever needed anything, just let him know," Garcia testified. Where he needed some work and your ass ignored him. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
So I did the calculations, and $50,000 equates to $24.04 per hour. And even if he kept 30,000 of that, he essentially doubled his yearly salary with just that one payment. So
Yeah.
I can understand why he would want to kind of expand on that relationship for monetary gains, because we don't know what his familial or his life situation was at the time. So naturally, he wants to better himself and his family as if he has one. So I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. Like maybe there was like he was in a desperate state, like maybe children or family was involved and stuff like that. And I'm speaking of like as if it's me who's single with no kids, because I just get no amount of money. Because maybe because I watch too many movies and I know how villains work. Like the fact that this man, you see, this man is like clearly paying to get away, to pretty much make something disappear that his ass horrible, something horrible that his ass did. And I just yeah. I'm gagged.
Yeah. And that message, like, oh, I'm still watching you, my angel.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It would make me worry if he made people disappear. I Eddie was foolish, but yeah, I kind of understand it. But yeah, that's
Right. That's what I'm saying to like that. If he can make this tape go away, what makes you think if he get tired of me one day and decide that he over me and he can make me disappear? Absolutely not. So what is the okay? So the next update, that's a lot of updates, child. Um Eddie testified that Diddy reached out to him a few weeks after he provided the oh well, we already read it. I'm sorry. The next update. So Eddie testified that after the video resurfaced in the media in 2024, he spoke to his colleagues Israel Flores and Henry Elias. Remember, Israel, we just read that Israel was not paid, but Henry Elias was. So Garcia was then contacted by law enforcement in June of 2024 about the incident, but Garcia testified he wasn't honest about his own involvement in the situation at the time. Garcia deleted his message with Flores and Elias about the situation after that meeting with the investigators. Garcia said that he was later appointed his own counsel and met with the government later that year. When he disclosed that Combs had paid him for the video, he said he was truthful in that meeting and all his subsequent meetings with prosecutors. Okay, and it says defense attorney begins cross-examining Eddie. So yep, prosecutor, she's finished with the direct questioning. So now they're about to begin cross-examination. Let's see. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Eddie Garcia if he got a good feeling about Diddy, who acted professionally in the transaction, even though Garcia testified that he was looking out his rearview mirror to see if Combs was following him after the meeting. Garcia agreed. Uh, Steele then reviewed sections of the non-disclosure agreement that Garcia said he didn't read when he signed it. Steele honed in on the section of the non-disclosure agreement that included provisions for when Garcia could discuss the confidential information without breaching the agreement. A provision allowed for Garcia to disclose the information to law enforcement or other government bodies if necessary without breaching the agreement, but required Garcia to notify Combs' company. The non-disclosure agreement also included a non-disparagement clause. Still completed the cross-examination, and prosecutor Missy Steiner is questioning Garcia on redirect examination. So, yep. So what we just read, it looks like, so if I understand correctly, um, he said, so what the defense is claiming that the non-disclosure is saying that he could have went to law enforcement if he felt that something was off or something was illegal, but in order for him to do that without being, you know, it, responsible for what the $1 million, he would have had to notify Combs and his companies first and let them know that. So that's what the offense is alleging or claiming. Okay, next update. Jury is taking a short break. And let me see if there's any more updates. It says Derek Ferguson will be the former head of the finance department for Combs Enterprises will be the next witness after the break. Prosecutor Christy Slavic will question Ferguson when testimony resumes. Um, And let me see it. Like it looks like they say it's two new updates. The judge is back on the bench. Prosecutors are presenting their case. Okay. Yeah, so no more updates. It's just showing that, the regular court jogging what the prosecutor and the jury's doing, da 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 da. So it looks like I guess maybe tomorrow we'll find out what the next witness has to say. But yeah, it looks like Eddie had a lot to say about everything. Hello, my Jamaican queen. So whoo child. I don't know about y'all, but I am exhausted, especially after what CNN done pulled today. So if does anybody want to add anything else before we go to the next story?
I'm starting to see the picture now. Because before it seemed a bit all over the place, like what they were attempting to do with this trial, with having the different witnesses up until this point. But now I'm starting to, I guess the with the previous testimonies were the outline, and now it's starting to color in between the lines. So it's
Yep.
starting to make sense now.
Agreed. Well, I will keep y'all updated. We will have some more exhausting trial live updates for tomorrow. But until then, let's go on with the next topic. Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis was actually on his podcast with his son, the Mathis Project, this podcast that he has with his son Amir Mathis, and he actually had something to say about Diddy. So we're gonna watch this quick clip, and then we'll talk about it. Give me 1 second. This is on their Instagram page. Let me share my screen.
He has a temper, and he's known for that. And people are in fear because of his temper. But street guys don't fear him because they know he's never been in the street. He was a kid, went to Catholic school, and then he was bullied. He tried to join up with some little gang in New York, I think Harlem, that weren't even engaging in crime. And his father, who was killed, was a big gangster in New York. And from my understanding, his mother, she wasn't nothing to play with, and she was associated with his friends from the past. Like I'm associated with my friend gangsters from the past. Right. And so there was a sense of fear in New York that the folks that were close to there was one in particular who was close to his dad, and everybody feared. Everybody feared in the nation. And so some say that that's why he felt such the liberty of being a tough guy. I mean,
Okay, what y'all think? I don't particularly agree, but what y'all think? Don't all speak at once.
Well, I mean, I think you can be as tough as you want to be when you have the money. You don't have to physically do it yourself. You can hire people to do your dirty work. So that makes him dangerous all by itself, even if he wasn't such a tough gangster. Um, when it comes to messing with street guys, I mean, you may start a problem that you don't really want to finish because you know it's stuck and it's up and it's stuck. When you mess with one gang member or whatever, you mess with all of them. So maybe he didn't want to go down that path. But as far as anybody else, he was just his own little gang because he was so rich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be a street because even street dudes bleed red blood, honey. Like I don't know what he thought he was clearly like them street niggas. Just like you said, Jim, them street niggas was on his payroll. So if he really wanted to shake some shit up, he'll send them street niggas that he claims that it's not scared of him to do his
Right,
dirty work. Like it's
right. He didn't have to bother them because he could pay them to do what he wanted them to do. So why start a war? I mean, it's not like Diddy had a gang. He just had money, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to start a war with a whole gang. So yeah, he just used them.
Well, that's that on that. Does anybody want to add anything about Jay? Hopefully he need to stop worrying about Diddy. You better worry about fixing things with your wife, Nilga.
And his
Anyway.
dad had a reputation too. So sometimes you don't need to be in the gang. If his daddy was all that big gangster, like he said, you can
Mm-hmm.
trade on that his dad's cred. You know.
Yeah, I think his dad. That's a sad story. I think I remember reading that his he got shot and killed in his car when he was in his car and was only 33 years old.
Very young. Wow. Well, yeah. All the bad guys is underground.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later.
So,
Suburbia.
sooner or later, what's that old saying? You'll be in hell on jail one.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody too bad that they can't be killed.
That part. Well, the next story. So remember yesterday we were talking about that old goofy ass Bill Maher.
Yes.
Well, honey, Dr. Leslie Dobson, who she's noted as a prominent forensic psychologist, she had a reply for his ass and just read him so delicate. I said, "Get his ass, girl. Whack him again for me." So we about to watch. It's about a 2.5 minute video of her reply because she was talking on TMZ, and we're just gonna see what she has to say. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. Okay, that should be loading shortly.
You certainly have seen and heard about Bill Maher's take on this. Your response?
Well, if I can choose to let someone urinate in my mouth rather than them beating me and forcing it in my mouth, yeah, I think I would choose the former. The manipulation tactics that Cassie had to use to keep herself in survival mode are being completely minimized by Bill, who is yet another older white man, mansplaining with no actual understanding of the cycle of domestic violence and abuse and has never endured it himself.
I think his point was that with the Me Too movement and the fact that people are more likely to believe accusers now when they come forward, he was saying that, I guess for lack of a better phrase, this is a safe space. You can now come forward and let people know what's happening to you.
Oh, it's such a safe space that today we have Mia on trial being completely annihilated by the defense attorney to the point where she has a dream about R. Kelly chasing her and Diddy rescues her. And that is twisted into she somehow enjoyed being raped by Diddy. It's completely barbaric. It shows you to an unconscious level that she was unable to differentiate the abuse of his authority, that he even comes into her dreams and takes over. So no, Bill, you don't understand at all, and you look like an I think people need to read science-based articles on coercive control. I mean, there's so many articles that are coming out of Harvard University that talk about complex post-traumatic stress disorder and how the accrual of abuse over time leads a person to not trust their intuition, to feel foggy, to be very confused. The captivity isn't just physical, and I think that's what Bill is missing. The captivity is internal. It's you no longer trusting your gut, you not finding the words, you not finding your voice, not trusting your support system, and inability to reach out to them because you're so psychologically manipulated by the abuser.
Wow. Ooh.
Did she not eat that? She
She ate
ate
that.
that.
She did. She did.
She said, I would actually encourage him to read science based articles. Like she was getting his ass every which way. I
No.
almost felt sorry for his ass.
Oh no. He just
No
gave
crumbs or notes.
right. She read the hell out of that. I loved it, and she was right. See, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
men and a lot of men think this way. They have opinions just based on what they've heard. They're not therapists, they're not scientists in any way. They don't know how to interpret information. And so now we get all these think pieces. Oh, well, she enjoyed it. She just as guilty as he is. And on and on and on. Just ignorance on display. So, yeah, he was
And,
feeding the lowest of the low, bottom feeders.
and then you're right, absolutely right, Chill. And what I found really interesting, because Dr. Wassernail, I want y'all to keep in mind, she's a noted, like a prominent forensic psychologist, right? And she made a point about like mansplaining. What Bill was doing was mansplaining what
Yes.
victimhood is and stuff. Do you
Hmm.
see how Charles from TMZ turned around and said, "Oh well, I think what his point was."
Yeah, I
No
saw
one
that.
cares what you think, Charles. This is a doctor you're talking to, baby.
Whew. Yeah, shutting up is free, and he couldn't even spend that anyway.
Well,
Another man's plane, but anyway, yeah.
hey, Jamaican Queen.
Good morning, everyone. Well,
Good
good
morning.
evening. It's not morning. I apologize. Is that the Crypt Keeper looking guy on TMZ where his face looked like he need Botox and his body looked like he need a Mother's Day makeover? Is that the guy we're talking about?
No, no, the black one with the locks. We weren't talking about Harvey.
Oh, Harvey. Mm, okay,
Said
my
the
mistake.
crypt keeper.
Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
See, Marcia's been hanging around the gays too much. See what happens? She been over here
Uh
reading.
huh.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Pride. Ooh, well, Will, thank you so much because you actually just opened it up for me to do this beautiful segue. Speaking of hanging with the gays, honey, Nick Offerman. You know, I knew I always loved him for so. I knew I always loved him, but him and his wife Megan Mullally, you know, they have always actually been very supportive of gay people and gay rights and stuff. So somebody, I just shared this link from Variety, and y'all see where it says here, Nick Offerman slams dumb fuck who edited Parks and Recreation scene to spread homophobic hate. So I'm actually just gonna, instead of reading the article, because who he was talking to, by the way, it was Michael Flynn Jr. You know, he's the son of the
Yeah,
retired Army lieutenant,
that asshole.
that asshole. So what he did, so he shared it. Let me share my screen and I can show it to y'all. He shared a clip of Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation throwing away something that looks like a gay pride flag.
Hmm.
So Nick Offerman, who played this character, retweeted said, "Ron was best man at a gay wedding, you dumb fuck. Hashtag Happy Pride." You know, that's how you ally. That's how you ally, especially at a time where our rights are where y'all. I know y'all saw the damn news from the administration earlier today, and I'm not even gonna talk about it. But woo, we need more of this. So shout out to him for doing that.
Well, I didn't, but okay.
Well, honey, long story short, Trump is now declaring that June will not be Pride Month. It would actually be what did he call it? Something Title Four, the month for Title Four, where that's a some kind of legislation where it protects sports from because they
Yeah,
don't want trans people in. Yeah, girl.
yeah, yeah. But he can't stop Pride Month. It's still going to be celebrated. He'll never stop it.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
No, I was just gonna say what Chill said. Like, oh, he changed the name for June. Wow, I can stand outside, stand in a parking spot, and call myself a Tesla. Does that make me a Tesla?
I
Exactly.
will never let you call yourself a Tesla. You are
Thank
way better than that.
you. I'm thinking one.
He'll
Yeah,
never
it's
change.
it's all fucking stupid. Like just I know this is not a political space. I'll try to keep it brief. It's just these little microaggressions against marginalize anything in this country. It is so exhausting. Like it's trying too hard at this point. You know, like nobody's gonna
Yeah.
recognize that shit outside of a small minority of people. Case in point, the folks that you just mentioned, which is Michael Flynn Jr. and
Hmm.
Bill whatever his name is. Like outside of them, everyone else is going to go about as with business as usual as June being Pride Month, and that's just is what it is.
Yep, he's feeding the bottom feeders. He's just giving them distractions away from what he's really doing. See, this is the brilliance of Donald Trump, and the only brilliance he has is the con game. He knows how to feed you bullshit and have the bottom feeders lap it up while he's just making money hand over fist and fucking over people. This is what he does. So this means nothing.
Yep.
Gulf of America, what the fuck is that?
Gulf of Mexico.
Title 4, what the fuck is that? Just dumb.
Well, that's been around
Tumbleweeds.
forever. He just gave it a month, but I mean, Title IV protection has supposedly been around. But yeah, it's a distraction tactic. It's just something to give his base something. Oh, look, he's gotten rid of Pride Month. No, he didn't.
And look, he's gonna get
He'll
rid of
never
your
get rid of
protections
it.
as well. Then what? What happens when he takes away your protections? Oh,
Yep.
it's gonna be a riot in the street at that point. Oh now you wanna be vocal now that your shit's getting taken away. Interesting. Hmm.
Wet that up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll save the rest for offline. I don't want to get into the weeds because this is a light show. Excuse me.
Well, does anybody want to add anything else before we get to this next egregious story, honey?
As long as it's not Bad Baby and Alabama Barker, I'm okay.
No, it's not them, but hell, close enough shit. But no. I have to say, do y'all know how bad that your case has to be if Tony Busby doesn't want to take it?
Ooh.
Oh my God. Really, really bad.
Okay, so I just shared this link from TMZ. You see where it says Tony Busby declines to represent Mariah Mills in case versus Zion Williamson.
I told you.
Girl.
Ripping.
If Mariah Mills does ultimately decide to file a lawsuit against Zion Williamson, Tony Busby will not be the attorney representing her. TMZ Sports has learned the famed lawyer has declined to take her case. Mills had contacted Busby recently about potential litigation against the NBA superstar, but in a statement Tuesday, Busby said he will not be adding her to his client list. A member of our staff spoke to her, he said. After review, we declined to take her case. We can't comment about the details or merits of her claims, he added. As you know, we are contacted by numerous people across the United States daily with grievances. We can't help them all. Some of those we do take are resolved quietly. A number are filled and litigated, like the $640 million jury verdict we achieved a few weeks back. Only a small few become public. Excuse me. It's not entirely clear what Mills was potentially seeking or to sue Zion for, but roughly 2 years ago, she unfurled a slew of unflattering social media posts about him, including one where she alleged he had been intimate with her just days before he announced he was expecting a baby with another woman. Mills confirmed with us Tuesday Busby was passing, stating her case didn't match the Busby best litigants. Williamson is nonetheless still facing a lawsuit from a Jane Doe who claimed in court documents last week he raped and abused her for years after they had met when he was a freshman at Duke in 2018. For his part, Williamson has vehemently denied the allegations, calling them categorically false and reckless. False and reckless, honey. That's what they that's what he said. Well, does anybody want to add anything before we go to the next story? Oh, go ahead, favorite Taurus.
More so about Tony as opposed to this story, if you call it a story. I would love for Tony Busby to just let his soul glow, just let it shine through. Just feel it all so silky smooth. Just let his soul glow. Tony, it's okay. Let it out. We all see it.
They ain't nothing but an ultra perm. Well, honey, Now, this next story is actually I wanted to share it because it's just kind of stupid. We need some feel good stories. Well, I'm sure Ella Pompeo didn't feel good when this happened, but she actually got stopped by TSA and almost missed her flight, and y'all would never guess why.
She didn't have a real ID.
Well, no, I think she had because I think she would probably have a passport, so she was good in that regard. No, it was
Oh,
because something she had in her bag.
um,
Oh,
So Ellen Pompeo has revealed that she was detained by TSA and had a bomb squad called in after she attempted to board a plane with sunflower seeds in her carry-on luggage back in March. Sunflower seeds, honey.
as a
The
bomb.
Grey's Anatomy star said, yeah, the Grey's Anatomy star said that she even offered to throw the offending seeds in the trash, but officials wouldn't let her leave until the bomb specialist had examined them. Ellen opened up about the incident in a new interview with Travel and Leisure, where she insisted that she still loves to travel despite the recent hiccup, which she saw her set off the alarms as she went through TSA. I had a bag of sunflower seeds, like organic sunflower seeds from Erewhon, so they were probably the most expensive sunflower seeds money can buy, Ella began. They literally held me for an hour and they brought the bomb squad in. I was like, what is happening? Is this a joke? She recalled. They said it was most likely a chemical on the packaging of these super expensive, fancy, organic, clean sunflower seeds. My protein on the plane. I almost missed the flight, Ellen added. It was really like no one would ever believe this. I was texting my publicist saying, I might not get on this plane, and you're never going to guess why. So,
Wow.
but yeah. But the article ends when she does end up making her flight. So
Mm, that's crazy.
go ahead, Jamaica Queen.
Wait, she's flying regular, not a private jet?
Guess
Well,
not.
I guess not. Little
That,
recession indicator.
oh, that is hello. Because I was like, wait, is she free flying or private jet flying? Okay.
Well, it depends on how far you really have to go. I think is if you want to spend the money on a private jet, like if you're going somewhere far, it's different if you're traveling interstate on a private jet. Short trips, I don't think it would be worth it for a very long trip because it's comparable really to a regular airline for shorter flights. But yeah, it depends on where she was going really. A lot of they fly first class, of course, but yeah.
Yes, I just realized she's not no star. She just TV star. Okay.
You
Yeah.
said she's not a star. I know she was mad as hell. I know she wanted them sunflowers. Her mouth was probably water for them sunflowers. She's like, oh, when I get on the plane, I'm gonna have me some sunflower seeds. Ooh, and TSA said, no, bitch, you're not.
Not
Don't
sunflower seeds.
you don't think they let her keep them after they verified they was just from sunflower seeds?
I don't think so. It didn't say in the article. It just said that she made her flight.
Mm,
Well, does anybody want to add anything about sunflower seeds before we go to the next story?
When are we going to have some Caribbean gossip, please?
Man, when I had Caribbean gossip, you failed to show up to the show.
Okay, my apologies. My apologies.
Oh, oh, favorite tour said those sunflower seeds are $75. Oh,
no,
girl.
no, that was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
you know a bitch gullible.
So, but I did go on the Erewhon website, and the ones that I've seen were only like $6.
Oh,
Yeah. The most expensive sunflower seeds money can buy is $6. It might be a different brand, but that's just what I'm seeing on the actual website because I'm doing my research, as Auntie calls it, right now on the website. I guess you can get shit shipped from that store to any places in the U.S. I guess.
mm-mm.
Again, she just a regular TV star, not a Movie star.
Look, Jamaican Queen said, "Step your pussy up, Ellen." See, if you was a movie star, you could have those sunflower seeds on the plane.
Let me get a clap.
Oh my word.
Well, y'all remember when we were talking about Joshua Jackson and Jodie Turner Smith, and I was saying how they're gonna have a messy divorce? Baby, they are proving me right. So I'm sharing this link from the Daily Mail. And you see where it says here, Joshua Jackson has issued an emergency motion and request um, about their daughter Juno. He claiming that Jody is trying to keep the daughter, move her around, and don't want her in a stationary school, and he has a problem with that. So the legal fight between Joshua Jackson and his ex-wife Jodie Turner Smith over their daughter Juno has taken an ugly turn. The Dawson Creek actor, who's 46, has now filed a motion and request for an emergency custody order modification, according to court documents obtained by E! News. In the motion filed May 30th, Jackson claims Turner Smith, who's 38, changed their 5-year-old daughter's school for kindergarten without his permission and selected an establishment that was outside the 45-minute commute time from his home that they had previously agreed upon. According to court documents obtained by People, Jackson claims Turner Smith said it's no big deal to force Juno to start over with the new school. Jackson alleged in the documents obtained by E! That Jodie Turner told him via text message that their daughter does not require a fixed location for her education and that tutors and remote learning could be implemented. Daily Mail has reached out to reps for both Jackson and the Turner Smith, but did not immediately hear back. Let's go down to the rest of the article. A whole bunch of pictures. Okay, so he is also worried that Jodie is attempting to create a scenario where Juno travels with her rather than attending a traditional school. Jackson also brought up his own past being educated as a child actor by on-set tutors, according to E! Even in the best case, it cannot begin to provide a child with the same nurturing and enrichment, peer relationships, and social skills that a classroom and school community environment provides. The actor is now asking the court to order his daughter to remain at the school she has been attending for the next academic year. He is also seeking joint consent with Turner Smith for any future school changes. Joshua said his daughter has been flourishing at her current school, according to E! He noted the multiple changes Juno has faced in recent years, which comprise of the recent loss of Jackson's home in Topanga Canyon, which was burned down in the Los Angeles fires. Joshua said adding an unnecessary school change cannot be in her best interest. Joshua and the British actress model got together in 2018 and secretly married the following year before welcoming baby Juno in 2020. Secretly married after she proposed to his ass, by the way. Anyway, Turner Smith filed for divorce in October 2023, and in the filing said their date of separation was the month prior. They settled their divorce last month, but at that time, where Juno would attend school had not been agreed upon. In previous court documents obtained by People, Turner Smith said that she'd been granted the authority to make the final decision about Juno's education in 2024. The documents state that she was required to consult Jackson on the decision. In recently filed legal documents, according to TMZ, in May 2025, it was revealed that Jackson will pay $2,787 each month in child support, but he will not be paying monthly spousal support. Turner Smith also requested Jackson pay her $75,000 for the attorney fees she incurred in their legal fight over where their child would go to school. The Dr. Odyssey star and his ex went to a mediator to compromise on a temporary schedule to govern the 50-50 custody of their daughter. Child. This is what you get for proposing to marrying that white man, girl. That's not nice, but hey, it is what it is. And to me, this is, I mean, he may have a little bit of a point, especially like after the house just burned down and like moving all over the place may not be good for, especially he trying to bring his own experience into it. But I mean, this still reeks of like, I'm trying to control you, I'm trying to control what you do, and I'm trying to use our daughter to do so. Like, I'm just getting narcissistic from him, and keep in mind they would not have been in this situation if he wouldn't have cheated. So there's that. Anyway, does anybody want to add anything about this white man?
Mm.
Exactly. Mm.
He has a type. I'll just say that much.
You better wake that up. Does she have a cup to spit on? Oh. Well, this next story, y'all. Brian McKnight, you dirty dog.
Dirty.
You are a dirty motherfucker. So I'm sharing this link from Vibe. Brian McKnight reportedly made no effort to contact estranged son Nico before his death.
Wow.
Ooh, child. So Brian McKnight's estranged son Nico died from cancer on Thursday, May 29th, and the disgraced singer reportedly wasn't in contact with him prior to his death. I love how Vibe called him a disgraced singer. A source close to the family told Page Six that McKnight has not reached out to the family. The anonymous insider revealed he did not contact or see Nico. Despite the lack of efforts on the 55-year-old, the source told the outlet that Nico was surrounded by an abundance of love and support from those who truly mattered, like his mother, Julie McKnight, older brother, Brian McKnight Jr., wife, Carla, and other extended family members.
Mm.
They noted that Nico was not alone. He was deeply cherished every step of the way. Julie confirmed news of Nico's death on Friday following a 2-year battle with cancer. He was only 32 years old. Nicholas was a cherished husband, son, brother, grandson, uncle, and nephew whose warmth, laughter, and love touched the lives of all who knew him. Nicholas was a self-taught artist of music and photography. His passing is an immeasurable loss to his family and all those who held him dear. The proclaimed Mama Bear captioned under a photo of her and her children before asking for privacy as they navigate this incredible, difficult time. The Back at One crooner has had an estranged relationship with his older children for years. In 2019, he called them, quote unquote, entitled. In October of 2023, he welcomed his son, Brian Kanoa Makoa Jr., with his wife, Leilani Mendoza, and legally changed his name. Just last year, McKnight confessed that he didn't claim his eldest children, Brian Jr., Nico, Brianna, and Clyde, because to him, they're the product of sin.
Oh my God.
Right, girl. Nico bashed his father on social media following the shady remark. I'm evil? That's wild. The guy who used to make me clean his used condoms out in the bathroom at 15 before Lisa got home is calling me evil? For sure. He wrote in the shade room comments.
Oh.
McKnight also claimed that he tried to help with Nico's cancer treatments, but accused his ex-wife of making him stop. We found out about Nico's cancer, and even though all this nonsense has been going on for years, we jumped into action, said the singer. He explained that he and Mendoza miraculously found a treatment facility near our home that put him at the top of the list, and then we put down a deposit to secure that place. However, after an alleged hostile phone call from Julie to him, his efforts stopped. Julie denied such claims, sharing, "This is, once again, a response to bait myself and my family into his false narrative. He is a liar." After McKnight and Mendoza wed in December of 2017, he only acknowledged the children they share and her older children, Julie and Jack, from a previous relationship. When I tell you that Gemini man will never know peace, I'm telling you. He need his fucking ass whooped. Such a fucking bastard. Exactly, favorite Taurus. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
He is going to regret this. He truly, truly is. I'm not sure if it's going to be that woman that he married divorcing him losing a substantial amount of whatever he perceives to be wealth, but he is going to regret this. May not be now, but in the future, and it's going to eat away at him. And I low-key feel bad for him because he's wasted so much time not being in his child's life like that, and that child ends up not being on this plane anymore. Like that's wild to me. And another thing, I'm not a straight woman. At the same, however, I guess from an outside perspective, my thing is, are you really this person really wanting to get into a lifelong partnership with somebody who has explicitly shown that they want no parts to do with the children that they help make,
Wake
and
that shit up, Will.
that's okay, that's acceptable behavior to her?
Never would be to me.
That
Never.
is the to this day that still warps my mind, like how someone could overlook something as detrimental as that. It's crazy.
And
But yeah, well, I give it a good 5 to 7 years, maybe even sooner. Oh, I regret how I treated my son when he was alive and he had the cancer. And da, 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 da. But the damage is already done.
how the
So
current
I
children would.
really hope that he's made peace with the life that he has up until this point, because I'm strong feeling there's no going back after this, especially now that his song is no longer here.
Can you imagine being his current children, knowing as they grow up that he pretty much just doesn't want anything to do with his previous children? I just can't even. I wouldn't even want kids that would. It's too much.
That's a good point, Joe. To be fair, I think they're entirely too young to even understand what's going
Now,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
now
So,
that's
so I'm pretty sure that would be a thought that they will have to consider as they grow up and get older, unless they are somehow under some sort of psychosis that makes their father's actions acceptable. But even then, you know,
mm, mm. Go ahead, Marcia,
Why do you want me to go ahead, Jeremy?
cause your hand was up.
Oh, 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 that was a. Oh, yes, I remember now. What was evil about the sex was
Cause they wasn't married. Well, her name was McKnight. How was they created out of evil? Did she?
what? How? I'm not. I
I
think
don't know.
I think he's sniffing the wrong punani.
Did they get married
Um,
after the children, or
where they? Because I'm confused. Help me, please. Help me.
maybe they conceived the children before they got married, and then he married her? I don't know, cause that's it. Yeah.
I never liked Brian McKnight anyway. So
I did like and finding
I
out that he was this way. I was actually very heartbroken, maybe because his music was good, but honey, I will never stream or watch anything to do with Brian McKnight ass ever again as long as I live.
oh no, I never liked him. So when we put our faith in human, you never know with these people, man. You never really know with these celebrity what they are behind the door. Someone said to me yesterday, with all that money uh, Puff Daddy had, and he decided to torture human beings. He could have been doing such great things in the world by helping people. I said, I don't know. People are sick.
hmm And we have a comment in the chat. What a hurtful man! And then the question: put a deposit. What kind of deposit do you put for someone being healed for cancer? That's a good question. I'm not familiar with. I thought those facilities did cost.
Yeah, they cost, especially if a lot of these facilities are shying away from. Some of them don't even accept insurance.
What was
It's
his name? The one that was on TV with all the ads. Remember? It was. Was it? Damn, I can't think.
Mayo Clinic.
No, no, because Mayo Clinic is not private like that. It was a
Mm-mm.
private clinic that was all over the United States. People was going there, but it costs money, like because it's private. So
It's
yeah,
private, so you got to
I
put a
can't
deposit down,
remember.
Auntie.
Yeah, I can't
Hmm.
remember the name of the. The ads are gone, but they had a lot of ads for a while. Oh man, what was the name? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of these private places, Auntie, have to put a ad. You got to put a deposit down.
Yeah, I would think so. But Julie said that he is a liar, and you know what? I believe him. Because especially the fact that you didn't even contact him like after he died. Like I just couldn't imagine. Like, but whatever.
He, like Will said, he is going to regret this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Like parents are human, right? So just on a human level, this type of failure is it's well for me. Of course, I'm not a I'm not going to say on the recorded line. It's just unimaginable how someone can live with being such a failure to something that they create. So to human beings that they create to live and thrive in this world. I just my mind just cannot wrap around that. So he's gonna have a lot to deal with it, and I hope he has adequate support around him that could help him manage it because it's never going to go away as best he possibly can before he goes absolutely crazy. So, it's gonna hit him like a ton of bricks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's a narcissist, sociopath, then he won't feel shit. But if he doesn't subscribe to those things or he's not seeking treatment for these things, it's not going to. Yeah, it's going to hit him like a ton of bricks.
Shit, all his older kids need to go and hit his ass with a ton of bricks. Literally, they all should just get together and fucking jump his ass. Anyway, well, I got anybody want to add anything about this sparkle? Because I got 3 more stories left.
His karma can't come soon enough for me.
Fuck him.
That part.
It really can't. That you would not go visit your dying son, no matter what you may have had in the past. No.
Exactly.
He stood 10 toes down on that hate. I can't stand it. It's breaking my heart, for real. But move on before I cry.
Well, this one might make you giggle a little bit, honey, with that crazy ass gunplay. Y'all remember gunplay from Love and Hip Hop? I know y'all don't watch the show, but I know y'all probably
We
know
talked
because
about
he's a
him.
rapper from back in the day.
Yeah, we talked.
And we talked about Von Shay and how he pulled that AK-47 out on her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Gunplay is his actual name, Auntie.
Yes, he's a rapper. He's been around for a while.
That is
Yeah.
legal.
Yesterday it was bloodshed. Today is gunplay. I'm exhausted.
No, the bleeder. The bleeder.
Bleeder. There it is. There it
Real
is.
bleeder. Mm-hmm. Well, gunplay, honey, he said that it's her fault because she has a narcissistic disorder, so it was her fault that all of that happened. He said that in the interview. So I just shared this link from All Hip Hop, and we're about to watch the clip of him talking about it. Child, when I tell y'all about 2 types of men, well, 3 types really: Pisces men, Cancer men, and Capricorn men. If you ever want to get involved with them, you do your homework or do your research because baby, you are in for a wild ride. So let me share my screen and let's go ahead and talk about his crazy ass. Honey. He is crazy.
Capricorn, Pisces, and who?
You've been on house arrest 21
And
months. You
Yeah.
out.
Sorry,
You was
give me
on
1
Love and
second.
Hip Hop, thriving, and
Yeah.
then boom, the unimaginable, the unthinkable happens.
Unthinkable.
Damn it. Okay. Sorry. So I said Capricorn, Pisces, and Cancers.
Oh, Cancers. Okay.
All right. So we're about to watch Gunplay talk about this. And he's with who is he interviewing with? This is what is the name of the radio station? Whatever. But let's just watch him talk about it.
You've been on house arrest 21 months. You
Yeah.
out. You was on Love and Hip Hop, thriving, and
Yeah.
then boom, the unimaginable, the unthinkable happens.
Unthinkable.
This was from the Miami Herald headline.
Yeah.
Miami rapper Gunplay accused of pointing an AK-47 at his wife while she held their baby.
Who does that, bro?
But did you ever think that
I would
this
never.
is your reality right now?
Yeah, like I was just at Fleming Steakhouse the night of, and like a couple hours later, I woke up and I was like in a cell with 2 bologna sandwiches in a jumper. I couldn't understand what just happened. You know what I'm saying? She like just flipped the switch like out of nowhere. And you know, hindsight is 2020. When I just look at overall, I did my research, okay, and the things that she fell under were NPD. That's narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay.
And it's a real disorder that people don't go get diagnosed for because they don't feel that nothing's wrong. They live in their own bubble, their own reality. They have their own delusions, and they actually, that's a protective shell of around them. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever happened when they was younger, they put a protective shell around them, and so they can't feel that pain no more of whatever abuse happened or
Like a trauma response.
trauma response type stuff. So they live in a delusion.
Girl. So this article continues. The altercation reportedly started over a video game. According to police reports, Vonshea Taylor Morales asked him to lower the volume on his Xbox because the baby was asleep. Gunplay, allegedly drunk, responded by throwing glass cups and liquor bottles before escalating to violence. Authorities say he pressed the rifle against her chest and threatened to shoot her while she held the child. He also allegedly tried to take the baby by grabbing the infant's neck and head. Vonshea Taylor Morales escaped and called her parents, who then alerted police. Gunplay was charged with aggravated battery with the deadly weapon, false imprisonment, and child abuse. He also lost custody of his daughter and is now only allowed supervised virtual visits. He was also arrested again for violating a restraining order. His 8th violation by getting too close to Taylor Morales. Now the rapper is casting doubt on his estranged wife's mental health, suggesting she's to blame for the entire ordeal. Gunplay also described the night of his arrest. Who does that, bro? I was just at Flint. Well, we just saw the video. His silly ass.
Wow.
Child.
Okay.
I'm speechless. Like, and keep in mind, like we just heard about his other history, where his other domestic disputes and all of that.
Yeah,
This,
she's crazy.
child. Go ahead, Jamaican Queen.
So he's not taking any responsibility for his action, and he's saying she's crazy, and this is his defense
He
that
didn't do
he's coming
nothing.
when he has a history on who is the white lawyer he got. Hello, are they using AI? I don't know. Did they put this in AI and AI said, let's go with mental health on the white? Because it's still going to look good on her part. She has a mental disease. Hello? I don't understand these men who do this to women, and instead of getting help and treatment and own up like the punk that he is. I mean, I have never heard about virtual visit for child
Ain't that
custody.
crazy?
That mean they don't. There's a restraining order, and he can't come near the child nor the mother. Me bombaras clot. What is?
He don't even have supervised visitation. He got to come on the video.
Virtual. They said, bro, don't even come. We'll see you on the screen.
I know, Jermaine.
That's crazy.
That's why I stick to the rose, girl. Stick to the rose.
Oh my God.
Stick to the rose.
Blood clot.
Will. This is a family show. Let me stop.
Oh, is it?
Look, and we have a cancer woman saying I can agree with cancer men. I'm telling you, y'all better watch your backs.
Emotionally manipulative as fuck. You got to check them at every turn. You got to check them. It gets exhausting. I've had some experience. I'll just say that much.
Me too, child. And we will not look like Kamala said. We will not be going back. Well, does anybody want to add anything else about this crazy motherfucker or cancer man before we go to the next story?
If he didn't have a history, because some women are pathological. I mean, like I said, I watch a lot of crime shows, and they can manipulate, the authorities and so forth. But he has a history, so I just don't know how he thinks this is gonna fly. But anyway,
Yeah. Well, he think he's white, honey. He think he got the complexion for the protection, like Haley Joel Osment. And y'all remember how we talked about him and his ass got arrested for public intoxication? Well, he got his punishment handed to him, and of course, it's just what we expect when a white man gets punished, honey, a good old slap on the wrist. So I just shared this link from TMZ. Y'all see where it says Haley Joel Osment must attend 3 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings a week. The judge rules. So Haley Joel Osment reportedly avoiding jail time after his public intoxication arrest because the judge has ordered him into a program to treat substance abuse instead. The actor was arraigned Monday, and he was granted a 1-year diversion program, according to People. Osmond must attend 3 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings per week for the next 6 months, the outlet says, and he's got to meet with his therapist twice a week, too. The Mono County District Attorney was reportedly opposed to the diversion program, citing Haley Joel Osment's previous DUI arrest as the main reason why. Remember, Haley was arrested in 2006 after hitting a brick pillar with his car while drunk. Haley's next scheduled court appearance is January 5th of 2026, at which time a judge will decide if he's lived up to the terms of the program. TMZ broke the story. Haley Joel Osment was arrested for public intoxication and possession of a controlled substance in Mammoth Lakes. Body cam footage later released captured body cam footage later released captured officers finding what they later claimed to be cocaine and Osment calling an officer a Jewish slur, a term he said he used in the throes of a blackout. He apologized for his behavior and promised to atone for his mistakes. We've reached out to Haley about the diversion program. So far, no word back. So that's what the hell I'm talking about, honey. Like, so you see how he already previously done had a DUI arrest back in there, even though it was not 19 years ago. Still, you still didn't learn your lesson from the last time. They gave you a slap on the wrist the last time, and then your ass out here doing it again. Well, I don't know. So, well, anyway, he has to attend those 3 meetings and see his therapist twice a week. Does
So
anybody want to add it? Oh, sorry.
I would say, so basically, it's just business as usual for him. He's got to attend some meetings every week, and it's another slap on the wrist.
Pretty much.
Fucking terrible.
Oh, child. When I tell you, I would love some white privilege just for a day. Matter of fact, I don't even need it for a day. Just give it to a bitch for about 6 hours. Do you know what I can do with white privilege in an amount of 6 hours? I will really make some shit shake. Anyway, where our last story, honey. Leangelo Jello Ball is kicking it with his kids. Remember how we talked about him and his baby mom, Miss Nikki Baby, not too long ago, and how they had a really nasty. So I just shared this link from Hot New Hip Hop. I'm actually gonna share my screen so we can go ahead and read this together.
why are you looking bomb?
I have a theory, but I'm not gonna say it on the public line.
Who did the body? What the hell? Okay.
So let me share my screen. Okay. So, excuse me, Leangelo Ball, now known as rap star Jello, found a newfound fame. But it was it was originally connected with controversy as it was rumored that the tweaker hitmaker was presumed a deadbeat dad. An accusation made up by the rap star's ex-girlfriend, Miss Nikki Baby, led Jello to spend months of debunking the claim in the media while his music soared to the top of the charts. Jello appeared ready to show and prove his love for his kids. On May 31st, the former Hooper turned rapper posted a string of heartfelt clips and photos giving full-time dads and vibes. In one video, he kissed Lavello's neck, grinning ear to ear. Another shot had him holding Lanaya as she locked eyes with the camera. The whole vibe, Jello was in dad mode and proud of it. And then you see how they have like the post of what they're talking about here. Oh, looks so sweet, don't it? Oh.
Little Lovello and little Naya. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then some cute. Look at the baby like, who this man?
Mama, come get me.
Mhm. So anyway, people, the social media influencers are not buying it. So this article it continues. The time it had folks talking is right before Father's Day. Some praised the moment, but others called it a little too perfect. Miss Ocean's joke, why when men finally see their children, they do a whole photo shoot. It's Cheyenne chimed in, it's giving performative parenting, but the kids are adorable. And Ethiopian chick wrote, just in time for Father's Day. Typical. Still, the post marked a shift from the messy headlines early this year. Jello and his ex, Miss Nikki Baby, ended things in February, and it was far from smooth. Nikki went online accusing him of ghosting their children for 6 weeks with no calls or check-ins. She also claimed he cheated and might have gotten another woman pregnant. Jello denied it all. He clapped back, insisting he never walked out on his kids. According to him, the fallout was about Nikki, not the children. Social media didn't forget, though. The receipt stayed in circulation. While things were rocky, Nikki made her own move, stepping out courtside with the new man. Meanwhile, Jello introduced his new boo, Rashida Nicole, soon after. He even bought her a new car, drawing more side eyes from Nikki. She later hinted that Rashida might have been around before their split. Whether he's pushing a stroller or posting up with a new flame, Jello stays in the mix. But this time, he's letting the world know he's still in his kids' lives, even if the comments have questions. And the comments have some funny ass questions too. So yeah, that's that on that. Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before I head out and go watch the rest of my stories, did any of you have any tea that you want to share? Any tea I might have missed?
Go on and watch your Gatesville.
Thank you for that. I'm gonna watch the second half, and then I'm gonna, watch the whole episode. I'm gonna stream it later because that's just how I do. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
I'm trying to find something so you can miss your stories. Hold on.
Oh, it's okay. I'll just miss it live, but I will be rewatching on Paramount Plus later tonight.
Ugh, whatever. Anyway, I did have one. It was kind of sad. On a sad note, the iconic UGC Dwight Eubanks, he was died from Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer, unfortunately.
We talked about this yesterday.
No, I think we mentioned it in the workout. Did we talk about it on the show?
I thought we did.
Oh,
I remember
maybe.
this article picture. Remember? You don't remember?
I don't. But no, this is really sad though. So, no, chill. I'm actually pretty sure it was the workout last night because you remember. Yeah, because and then afterwards you found out you was like, yeah, if you get it caught early, it's treatable, or preventable. And that was during the workout last night.
That's right. Because I got confused myself. Yeah, that was during the workout.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wait a minute. I was here, right? Okay. But no. Yeah, but no. So prayers up to Dwight. Hopefully we could see him on our TV screen sooner rather than later because we're overdue for a Dwight Eubanks moment because he was essentially the peach holder without the peach. Before there was a Marlo, there was a Dwight.
I love some Dwight. It was always sharp, honey. Sharp.
Always sharp. And I just have one thing to say in Greg's, not in his honor. Greg gave you $10,000. Greg gave you $10,000. Well, thank you for that, Will.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other tea? Well, y'all, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time if you can make it. In the meantime, you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
between
I
the
hope
games.
Paramount Plus stops working. Bye.
Shut up, Will.
Bye, everybody.